finally, a nice correction on Bitcoin all the way down to 66,800, which, guys, gives us an incredible opportunity to go all in with our trading challenge. You remember my trading challenge from 1 million to 10 million, and currently sitting at 1,084,000, and I'm ready to go all in. Finally, we're seeing an opportunity to put in our next $1 million trade into. So that's why. Brand new video, guys, very juicy. I'm going to show you what is happening, the reasons why it's going down, what are the targets for this down move. You might be surprised. So if you're in positions right now, make sure to watch this video till the end, because I'm going to show you how I'm going to be degening into this correction and how I'm going to be making crazy money. So anyway, subscribe if you're brand new, hit that notification bell, and certainly a small token of appreciation would be sharing this video. There is a share button down below here on YouTube, so this content reaches more people, because we are the most transparent YouTube channel in the world, showing how we can actually putting in $1 million into degen type of trading, and we're going to be making 10 million in under a year. So, and we're showing everything super transparently. Every single trade, every single position, everything. So let's just jump straight into this. Let's begin with Bitcoin. Actually, what I think right now that the trade should not be in Bitcoin, but I'll show you everything in my idea and also the Bitcoin trade and everything else. So that's why make sure to watch this video from the beginning and until the end. So first things first, what we were saying right now, one of the main reasons why this is actually happening and why we went from 73,000 down to 67,000, which is a very, always guys, always zoom out. It's a very small correction, but it's very nice, because we need at least some kind of a correction finally to enter into a trade, because just entering into this train that goes up is just being a hamster that gets liquidated and then complains that trading is gambling. So you need some kind of a blow off in terms of liquidity to get in. So that's why it gives us this opportunity right now. So first thing, well, number one, it's liquidations. Every time when we see the price going down, we're always seeing liquidation. So already today we've seen $200 million worth of longs being liquidated. Finally, thank you. So, well, I mean, this one here was nicer, $1 billion. But if this continues, which probably has a very good chance of continuing, therefore, there will be many more longs liquidated. The second reason is that the price certainly is watching the ETF. We've had, on the 12th of March, we've had $1 billion, over $1 billion of actual inflows. And then yesterday, we had, the day before we had 700 million, and then yesterday we had only 132 million. So the net inflows are actually taking a nosedive. It doesn't, tomorrow it could be $1 billion again, but this is what the market is looking for, and the market is really overheated right now, and the market is really scared. If the ETF will slow down, there will be a correction. I mean, definitely, because there is nothing supporting the price. So that's why the market is actually looking at these numbers very closely. And a lot of traders are actually trading off of these numbers. So this is what is possibly also partially causing this correction, outside of all the other small news here and there. So what does it give us then? Well, what we need to understand is this right here, in my personal humble opinion. That's why before I'm giving you my trade, before I'm explaining what I'm doing, I'm giving you the context. So that's why always spend the time and watch the video. So the next Bitcoin halving approximately is going to be in the next 37 days. So what if we go into the history of the price and we actually take a look at what actually happened before, during the correction, during the actual Bitcoin halving cycles, and what happened, let's say 30 days before the actual halving. So if we go into the history and let's say we take a look at the previous halving, then the 30 days before, it actually pumped. If we go more into the history, right to the previous halving, the other one, the one before the previous one, and let's measure this one. So let's say 35 days before, we were setting lower, so it actually was pumping 30 days before. Let's go to the very first halving. And at the very first halving, let's see, 35 days before. So we had kind of a correction, which was, let's see how big it was. It was like 20%, and then we went up. So arguably there was a small correction 35 to 40 days before, but then we actually pumped. So traditionally, overall, we're actually going up 30 to 40 days before the halving right here. So therefore, it is safe to assume that whatever happens next, right now with the price chart itself and with the current price action, whatever happens, guys and girls, is going to be generation wealth creation opportunity, which is just stupid to miss. So a lot of people are going to be very scared by this move, but I think it creates an incredible opportunity. So just technically, in my opinion, that right now our most important support levels are around 65K, because this is the edge of the EMA ribbon in just overall moving averages in the daily chart. But it is, again, honestly, guys, very hard to predict where it's going to stop. Is it going to, maybe we already are at the minimum, 67,000 right now. Maybe this is the bottom. But quite frankly, I think that the bottom is not in yet. I think that the bottom should be somewhere in the vicinity of 60K, in my personal humble opinion. You can scream at me in the comments all you want. But in my opinion, if we would actually retest the EMA ribbon itself, it would make perfect sense. So 58,000, and this would also be a very strong level. And the next strong level is like 52K. 52K, I don't really believe in that very much. And like 48, like this zone right here, huge order block. Do I really believe in it? I mean, if BlackRock stops buying and we have this huge manipulation, huge dip to kick people out and liquidate as many people as possible, maybe it's possible. But for me, right now, this area is the huge area of interest. However, let me show you something further. I'm not done just as of yet. Certainly all these levels, you can note them. I mean, these are all the most important levels, but I think right now is this area right here. Now, what we want to actually look at is this right here. That besides the halving, we have only about 60-something days until the spot Ethereum ETF deadline is due. Right here, as you can see, the 23rd of May, Van Eyck's Ethereum ETF is due. And if we actually do a bit of research, for example, Mike Novogratz, right here, a very interesting interview. If you want, you can find it. It's very detailed. It's very interesting. He also said that the bottom for Bitcoin for this correction could be between 50K to 55K. So that's why I'm a bit more optimistic than that. But anyway, he's saying that the chances of the Ethereum ETF are quite high, despite it being proof of stake. So it still is not a guarantee, but there is a very good chance of the spot Ethereum ETF to be actually announced. And if that is going to happen, actually, before I show you the liquidity, I think this is more important, that Van Eyck is saying that Ethereum ETFs could be bigger than Bitcoin's ETFs. So this is huge, and if that were to happen, imagine, well, we'll get to it in just a second. And as they say that from a market's perspective, part of me believes that the market size for a spot Ethereum ETF is potentially as big, if not bigger, than the spot Bitcoin ETFs, just because of the philosophy that that Ethereum is proof of stake. Therefore, you can actually get rewards in terms of staking, even though probably with the ETF they still will not be getting it. But as a concept itself, it would be, and it's more centralized. So therefore, arguably, it could be more interesting, arguably, again, it's all just arguably, could be more interesting for Wall Street. But nonetheless, Ethereum, remember, it's much smaller than Bitcoin. So if we've seen this happen to Bitcoin because of the ETF, imagine if Ethereum ETF were to happen. So therefore, I'm currently slightly more interested in Ethereum in terms of longs, considering its price action. Currently, it's sitting still below the all-time high. It makes me more interested in it. And if we look at the liquidity, we'll see that we had a lot of liquidity at like 4,200, which we obviously are not at yet. And if we look at this liquidity, then we'll see that about 4,500, huge liquidity, and also at 3,000, a bit of liquidity as well. So this is where the price is attracted to because of market makers, liquidity providers, etc. So therefore, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, what if I want to maximize my return, and if I want to go degen in for this $1 million portfolio and really want to scale it fast, I need something that could actually act a bit faster. So therefore, I'm thinking about the Ethereum. And right now for us, the same thing. I think that the target of $3,000 is very reasonable for Ethereum. Again, it could stop at 3,500, at 3,400, at 3,200, whatever. So it's very hard to predict where is going to be the bottom. It could also be maybe 2,800, somewhere in this vicinity. So therefore, my new trade for this portfolio is not on Bitcoin yet. I'm going to put in a trade on Bitcoin later on if the Ethereum one is not going to play it. So maybe I will just add to Bitcoin later on. But for now, I'm focusing on ETH. And my new trade, over $1 million trade actually, is on Ethereum right now. And this is what it actually looks like. Because again, very hard to predict. I don't want to risk it because previously we've had so many nice trades that didn't happen because the price didn't come to the order by $12 or $17. So we don't want to risk this anymore. And what I'm going to, even though my target, as I said, like technically and like logically $3,000 for this correction, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to, that's why I've created this whole staircase type of an entry strategy, and I've already started entering into this short trade. So far, yeah, short trade, long trade. So far it's already a $500,000 long. It's 117 Ethereum, and I'm going to be adding to it equally, in an equal portions, just to drag down the average entry price all the way down to 3,000. So you can see my orders right here on your screen. So everything is on the screen. All the orders, once again, here is all the current orders. So if it goes down to 3,000, it's going to be over $1 million long on Ethereum. And in my opinion, the target on this trade will be like $4,500 to $4,800, which would be an epic move. Because if we would actually take all of these trades, then, all of these orders, if they would all be collected, then it would probably be the average entry price of like $3,400, $3,500, which would be beautiful. It would be a short-term drawdown on the portfolio, that's for sure, but I don't care about this. To be honest, even if it goes down to 800,000, short-term, I don't care. And certainly, if we see a bigger correction on Bitcoin, then it's going to mean that altcoins are going to cry. They're going to dump. So therefore, we were taking a lot of the profits on a lot of the altcoins we were holding, thankfully. So that's why I made a previous stream. You can check out my previous stream where I've discussed every single position, every single trade, every single take profit we've taken. And I'm going to be adding to those positions, and hopefully we'll be able to actually allocate the entire 1 million to finally start making some serious money. And I'll probably also allocate a bit more to our copy trading, because look, in the last 30 days, we made 40,000 on Kralow trades for our followers, and also in the last 30 days, 66,000 on Kralow high risk. So in total, for our followers, we've made over $100,000, and people did nothing. They just clicked copy. And if you want to copy our trades as well, go to copykralowtrades.com. Here is a detailed instruction that you need to follow to the T. And you need to have a Bybit account that you've created using my link. Otherwise, it's going to give you a parameter error or whatever. It's not going to let you in. So you need to follow all these steps right here precisely at copykralowtrades.com, link to it down in the description of this video. And remember, when you trade on Bybit with my link, you also get up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses and other stuff you can see on the screen right here. And certainly, guys, if you're trading yourself, you don't want to be doing copy trading, it's fine. But then you need to understand proper risk and money management. And this is what you can learn right here, popping up on the screen. A quick tutorial on Bybit on how to place orders, how to use stop losses, etc. Check it out. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Kralow. Stay smart, stay very rich. And I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.